In this video, we're going to be answering J.R. Morrison's question on copying work items to new spaces. So J.R. Morrison goes on to say, I have a set of work items that are pretty standard across the various projects we have. I'd ideally like to create a sort of dummy space that has all of the typical work items without assignees or comments or attachments, etc., that I can then bulk copy over to a new space as needed. I suppose it's kind of like duplicating space. What's the easiest and most efficient approach to accomplish this? There have been a couple of responses. In particular, the responses say that the CSV import function is probably going to be the quickest and most straightforward approach. I would agree with that. It's also the approach that doesn't require you to purchase an app from the Atlassian marketplace. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to head over to my demo Jira org, and we are actually going to review the CSV import process for this specific use case. Here in my demo Jira org, you can see that we are on our marketing scrum board and in particular our backlog. You can see that in the current sprint, we have 3 stories. These 3 stories pertain to creating videos for our YouTube channel. So we have record and edit video for the Atlassian Community Q&A, post the video on the YouTube channel, and share a video on LinkedIn and the Atlassian Community Forum. We also have 3 tasks pertaining to our blog marketing initiative. So draft and edit a blog, post a blog, and then share a blog on LinkedIn. These are tasks that are typically repeated on a weekly basis, so every single one of our sprints. And so we want to be able to mass import them in a CSV import function. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through. So the first thing that you want to do with the CSV import is you want to open up an Excel file or a Google Sheet, whatever it is you have access to, and you are going to set up these fields. In particular, you're going to have a column for summary. That's because anytime you create a task in Jira, you always have to have a summary name. And so here you can see the same tasks that we reviewed on our backlog are listed here. So this is where under the summary, you're going to enter those tasks or those work types that are typically repeated time and time again that you want to import in mass. Go ahead and list them here under the summary. The next piece of information that you need to have in order to import something into Jira or create a task in Jira is the issue type. So go ahead and create a column for the issue type. And here you can see, again, the first 3 that are pertaining to our YouTube videos for our channel, our stories, and then the last 3 tasks are task issue types, and they pertain to our blogs. The other columns you'll see here are the parent key. I'm including this field in the video in case you want to map these specific tasks to very specific parents or epics within Jira. And so what we'll need to do in order to make sure that these tasks report to the proper parent or the proper epic is we actually need to go back to Jira, find the parent epic for creating videos for our YouTube channel, and enter it here for these tasks. That way, when we import them, they will be mapped to the correct parent. So let's go ahead and go over to the marketing space project within Jira. And on the left-hand side here, you will see the Epic panel. If you do not see this Epic panel, go ahead and hit this drop-down and click on this toggle that says Show Epic Panel or press E on your keyboard. From here, you can see that our epic to create videos for the YouTube channel is listed right here. And if you click on that drop-down, it'll show you what that key is. And so the key we need to enter to map these stories that we want to bulk import is MKT-1. So we are going to take that information and we are going to type that key under the parent key for the 3 stories that we have listed here on the Excel file. So I'm going to enter MKT-1. And we are going to copy that key to the other cells. Next, I need to find the key for the blogs epic. So we are going to head back over to Jira. And I'm going to look for the blogs epic here in the epic panel. Hit that drop down, and that key is MKT-2. So we're going to go back to our Excel file, and we are going to type in MKT-2 for any of the work items that we want to import that roll up to the blogs. Now that we have this information here, you'll see that the last column I have listed is for the parent summary. The reason I have the parent summary here is because just looking at the parent key doesn't give me a very good understanding of what each of these tasks roll up to. So I want to make sure I'm not forgetting any of the tasks that we need, that they're mapping to the correct place, and MKT-1 doesn't really mean much to me, though it is crucial in order to map over to Jira. So I do list the parent summary here in this last column, and you'll see that in parentheses on that column it says don't map. That's because these epics already exist within Jira, so we don't want them created, and we don't want to map this field over. And so that's just a note. As we walk through the CSV import process, you will see where you have the option to map or not map a specific field. Once you have all the information entered on this Excel file that you want to import, the next thing that you're going to do is you are going to export and download this file as a CSV. Once you download the file, you're going to come back over to Jira, and then you are actually going to toggle over to the All Work tab on the custom navigation bar within the space that you want to upload these tasks to in Jira. Next, what you're going to do is you will see an ellipsis icon in the top right-hand corner. When you hover over it, it says More Actions. Go ahead and click on that and go to Import Work Items from CSV. From here, your screen should look like this, and it will allow you to choose a file that you want to import. This is the CSV file that we just downloaded, so go ahead and select Choose File and upload the appropriate file. Then we are going to select Next. And then you are going to select the project that you want these tasks imported to. So I want this imported to the marketing project. You can type in the name of your project and it will populate there. Be sure you select the correct project space that you want these tasks imported to in Jira. Leave all other values as is. Then select the Next button. On this next screen, this is where you will be able to map the field values. So issue type is going to map over to the issue type field. You may see this change in the near future to work type. So you may need to map work type to work type, or you may need to map issue type to work type. And that's because Atlassian recently updated their terminology to refer to issue types as work types and issues as work items. And so it really depends on when their development team gets to updating the CSV import screen and function. Just a heads up that this may change in the future. Go ahead and click the map field value checkbox on the issue type to issue type field. Then under parent key, go ahead and map this to the parent field in Jira and click the checkbox to map that field value. This next one is parent summary. This is the field that we do not want to map, and this is where it says don't map this field. So go ahead and leave that as is and do not check that box to map the field value for that specific field. And then last, for summary, go ahead and map summary over to the summary field and click that checkbox. From there, go ahead and select Next. This screen will show you all of the changes that are going to be imported. Before you begin the import, I always recommend validating that your import will be successful. So go ahead and click the Validate button. As you can see, our validation was successful, so now you can go ahead and click Begin Import. You can see that 0 projects and 6 work items were imported successfully. If we come back over to our marketing project in Jira and we go back to our backlog, you will see in the backlog that we now have the 3 stories from our CSV file have been created and they report to the correct epic. And we have the 3 tasks that were created for our blogs and the work that we do for our blogs, and they report to the correct parent epic. So this is how you can use the CSV import function within Jira to bulk import tasks for your work. Please keep in mind, if your team is not using a Scrum board, if they're using a Kanban board, you will not see the backlog tab here, in which case you should be able to see all the imports through the list tab here on the custom navigation bar. So just keep that in mind. If yours does look a little bit different from what you're seeing on this demo and on this screen, but this is a quick demo on how to use the CSV import, and in particular to answer J.R. Morrison's question on copying work items to new spaces.